So here we are live outside of the Peppermill Farms apartment complex. You heard moments ago from my colleague Paris LaBelle that the suspect has been arrested after firing at police for several hours this afternoon between 2 and 4 o'clock. Now Call 6 can confirm that the man now in custody is in some way connected to the roll call shootings that occurred this month in Indianapolis, both on October the 4th at Northwest District. As you may recall, someone fired shots at that police district headquarters, and then on October the 13th, another incident, the North District, was fired upon by someone. Now police, Call 6 can confirm that the man now in custody was connected to that. We're going to get more details on that in the next few moments or so. As you know, behind me, the police brass is inside the incident command vehicle. They are here. They will come out and give us more information. But I can tell you that this operation has been in the works now for several weeks. In fact, Call 6 was aware of that. We could not report that, as so often we cannot, because we do not want to put the public or police in harm's way. But now that the individual has been arrested, we can report that. We should point out that the reason police came here is because the suspect's girlfriend lives here at the Peppermill Farms apartments here on 4200 block of North Shaylin. And the child that was taken from the home is his son. I can confirm that for you as well. So I'm going to continue to work my sources. I'm going to continue to figure out more information. But again, breaking news from here from the city's northeast side. The man that police believe was connected to the shootings at two roll call offices, the Northwest District and North District, is now in custody. We are now awaiting more information from the police brass here on RTV6. Reporting live on the city's northeast side, Rafael Sanchez, now back to you. We are live in downtown Indianapolis. In my 18 years of covering all kinds of weather, I have never seen anything like this before. I had to take off my shoes. I want to walk with me. This is Pennsylvania Street in downtown Indianapolis. The water, as you can see, already covering me. I don't know if I can stretch the cables. A number of cars already parked here are underwater. It is very difficult at this rush hour period where these cars are trying to get home during rush hour. As you can see, Pennsylvania Street, where this is where the road is. I've left the sidewalk and people are just trying to get home this evening. This is downtown Indianapolis right now, and as you go through much of the downtown area near I-65 off the I-70 ramp, the streets are underwater. 13th Street, 12th Street, 11th Street in this condition. For many of these people, it is slow going this afternoon. We have never ever seen anything like this. I've seen snow this high, even higher in flood zones, but nothing like this in downtown Indianapolis. Kevin and crew, check out this car. This vehicle has been parked here for some time now. The water now up to the wheel. We're going to have some flood damage, not only to possibly basements, but also to vehicles as water begins to seep in. I'm also going to imagine that we're going to have some water rescues. We often tell people when the water gets as high to turn around. These folks have no place to turn. Now, we're nearby the Damien Center, so as you can see, this vehicle trying to get to higher ground, but many folks are just stuck. They can't move anywhere because of the high water. Again, I have never in my 18 years working in downtown Indianapolis ever seen this kind of flooding. It is around the downtown area. This is not some rural street. This is not somewhere out in the country. This is in the city. And Kevin, as you mentioned, the downpour was so heavy that the city drains could not keep up with the amount of water. As you can see, people just trying to get home. Good afternoon, good evening. Please be safe. Just a lot of water, and no amount of city sewer system could obviously contain this water and deal with this water with the amount of water. Again, we are on Pennsylvania Street in downtown Indianapolis. We are in the middle right now of rush hour traffic. This, believe it or not, is not a creek. This is not a lake. This is Pennsylvania Street. People are trying to get southbound. We can see from our vantage point that the interstate traffic is moving well. They're on I-65 heading towards MLK and 38th Street. But these folks are just trying to get home tonight, and it's going to be slow going, Kevin and Jason. I have never, again, seen so much water on a downtown street in my 18 years of covering weather. We've covered it all, but nothing like this. Kevin, Jason?
Rafael, we're going to buy you a new pair of socks. Get rid of those ASAP. Let's take.
Before we get to where the chase ended, we're going to go to Methodist Hospital, and our Call 6 investigates Rafael Sanchez with some breaking news. Rafael.
Todd, this remains a developing story. Indeed, breaking news. Call 6 Investigates activated as soon as that situation unfolded. We can now confirm that the man who led police on the chase, he is Jeff Cornell Tyson, also goes by the name L. Tyson. In fact, on Friday, Call 6 has been able to confirm that a summons was issued from a Missouri court on a possible parole violation. As to the specifics involving that case, we are still making calls at this very hour as this remains a developing story. I can also confirm with you, with my colleague Paris LaBelle, that that vehicle that he used this evening is registered to his wife. As for the police officer who tonight is behind me here at Methodist Hospital, we are told that he is in good condition considering what has happened. His wife is at his side. In fact, he already told Chief Troy Riggs that he wants to get back to work immediately after his recovery. The police chief told him to take it easy, take care of himself, that he's always welcome to come back to work. Again, my colleague Paris LaBelle and I are still working the phones. We'll have much more of this developing story, Todd, in just a few moments right here on the news at 11. Candace, good afternoon. Our live team coverage continues outside of EMMY Beverland Elementary School. Just want to set the scene for you. We are outside of the school. You just saw those live pictures from Skycam 6. You just heard from my colleague Chance Walsh reporting. So just walk with me. This is Fox Road, and this is what's happening right now as parents are picking up their young students. They're picking up their children. As you can see behind me, there is a backup along Fox Road as parents are trying to get to the school building anxiously to make sure that their child is okay. So as you can see, this Fox Road area is backed up. If you're trying to navigate through this area, there are a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of stores. Just be mindful that there's now a police investigation behind us here at EMMY Beverland Elementary School. This is a day of sadness for this school community, and so of course the first priority for school officials is to take care of the children that are heading home. Then on the other hand is also to be in thought, to be in connection with what happened on their school property just about an hour ago. So there are multiple things going on right now, but the key thing of course is to make sure that everyone is safe. We're being joined right now by one of the parents who picked up one of their children. Good afternoon, and
Hi, how are you?
I'm glad to see that your children are doing okay. My condolences on the loss of your school community today. Can you give us an idea, ma'am, what the school has told you? I know that they posted something on Facebook telling parents that something tragic happened here today.
There really was very little information through the chaos trying to find the kids and which room they were, if they were on the bus, if they weren't on the bus. I'm just glad I found mine and they're here. And I know that there was a death.
Sure. Can you give me an idea, ma'am, when you went to pick up the kids, were they inside the building? Where was pickup when you came to the school?
Scattered. It was scattered. They were all doing their best to get the parents where they needed to go, but everybody was a little bit frantic. So some of the rooms had numbers on them for like the buses that got emptied. They were loaded and got emptied, so they would have had multiple rooms of children in them so parents could find them. They told me to go and find her in her third grade room, so when I went there her room was completely empty, so I was like, okay, and then I got sent to the office. You're watching, the cops go by, and it was a little
very
nutty.
chaotic. Can I get your name, ma'am?
My name's Tony.
So I want to thank you for talking to us live on RTV6, and I'm glad that your kids are fine. I know it's a very sad day for your school community.
Yes.
We appreciate you for joining us today, and I'm glad the kids are okay. Thank you. Have a good
Me too.
afternoon.
Thank you
Good
so
afternoon.
much.
About the girl that I saw.
All right, that is
And of course, a
Raphael.
lot of the kids have some things to say. We're going to wait for moms and dads to talk to their kids before we put them on live television. But as you can see, as Chance Walser indicated, this remains a very active situation. And of course, a great deal of sadness today, Candace, for the school community after someone was killed on the property. And as you heard, a number of children were injured. We'll continue to get more people, more reaction, and we'll get to you live here on RTV6. Live from the city's northeast side, Rafael Sanchez, now back to you.
And Call 6 investigator Rafael Sanchez just in that press conference. Rob, what are they telling you?
Well, telling us now, State Police now telling us here live downtown that the threat is over. This gentleman who killed a mother and a 4-year-old, the threat is over because he took his life with his own weapon of some kind on the 4th floor here at the Hilton. And as you know, the Hilton, one of the many downtown hotels, very busy. Apparently, they did evacuate the 4th floor during this operation. This remains an active crime scene on the 4th floor, so police will be on that floor for a bit there, Paris. The body is still there, and the investigation will still unfold. Some things that they mentioned to us at this point, obviously, the police immediately arrived at this hotel once he checked in. We're waiting for some unanswered questions. Why this hotel? How long had he been staying here? Did he check in using his own name? Still many of the questions that we should know hopefully by 5 or 6. We're going to go back, talk to police sources. I know that Captain Dave Burston with State Police is the spokesperson on this operation, not because State Police is in charge of the operation. That's Boone County Sheriff's Department, but because Boone County Sheriff's Department is busy, State Police has taken over at least the giving of the information. So I'm going to head back, talk to police. I'll have much more for you in the hours to come. Of course, you can follow us on the RTV6 app.
All right, thanks. Call 6 investigator Rafael Sanchez.